Hello. Hello everyone. So tonight we're going to be talking about work, really, about hard and long work and our sort of approach for it and our concepts on it as well.
Yeah, tonight here I am, guys, with Jamie Stenhouse. I'm Sharnee Bennet, and I thought it would be really interesting for our Power of Online Marketing community to break apart biohacking the workday. It's one of the questions that all of my clients are always giving me. And out of all the people I know, Jamie Stenhouse has one of the strongest, hardest work ethics. He's the first in here at the hub, 4:30, he's opening the doors. And at 8 o'clock, he's shutting the doors and locking up the lights and the whole thing. So I wanted to get really clear with Jamie, what's behind that? Why does he do that? How does he do that? And give us some advice for everyone.
All right. So why do I do that? I think you have to. I think if you have a dream or something that you really would like to chase down, I think if you leave any free time on the cards where you're not executing, then you're leaving it up to chance, I think anyway. I think the more energy you put into it, the more likely you are to achieve it, or the more happy you are even if you do not hit the goal because you went all in, right?
Okay.
So I think what scares me personally is leaving anything on the table as if, I could have pushed it more, or I could have gone a little bit harder. I would prefer to be exhausted and to not hit the goal than be reasonably not exhausted and be, curious as to if I had pushed a little bit more, would I have hit that goal? So that's where I look at it, and I just, it's that fear, not of not achieving, but of not trying my hardest, I think, and then leaving anything on there. So comes 20 years in the future, I'm like, well, could have probably pushed it a little bit further at the time. So it's just, for me, it's all about just going all in and ensuring that there's nothing.
I love what Jamie's just distinguished here for us, guys. First of all, what he's saying is he wants no regrets. So that means in like a year's time or 10 years' time or 20 years' time, he can know that he did everything in his power to make it happen. And I'll tell you what, Jamie, the amount of people that I meet, like clients and people in my community, and I say to them, when are you going to do this? And sometimes the answer is, I'm going to get there. And it's like in the future. Why
do you think that is? What do you think holds them back?
I think circumstances hold people back all the time. So people think that there is infinite time, which there is infinite time, but time is only something that we get to use every day. I totally agree with your philosophy of every day do what you can, because tomorrow that time is gone. It's gone.
It is
it's
so
wiped
gone.
off the radar.
It is. And just being conscious of that. And I forgot who said it. There was a sort of quote that goes something like, just keep in the front of your mind that you are going to die one day. So, and as morbid as that is, that freaks me out enough to okay, I should keep pushing it as well.
And so the 4:30, do you have to get?
Well,
do we really have to get in at 4:30 to be a hustler?
I was inspired by a friend of mine, actually, Tanya. Not sure if he's on here tonight, but he's up at 4, and I was like, that's incredible. And I probably work the same hours as him, but the fact that he's up at 4 before everyone else, just I was like, that's so cool. And I began to sort of integrate that again and again. Now it does depend on what project I have on at the time. So if I'm doing a large launch for a client, I have to be on the client's clock. I can't be up at 4 and out by 12. I have to ensure that I'm on the client's clock. But currently it's about 4 to 12 and then 4 hours sleep and up again, and I feel okay. As long as I eat well and I keep training and I drink heaps of caffeine and water, then I'm good to go. Oh, here he is, D'Artagnan.
He's just joined?
He is.
Yeah, he's been, I've seen his comments on your wall quite a bit.
He's fantastic. He is a hustler as well. he goes hard. So keep an eye out for him. We might do a live stream with him next week if he's up for it. So, but yeah, so for me, it's just 4 a.m. is prime time, because by the time I get in here and I execute on the 3 most important things, it hits 9:30, 10:30, and then there's the sort of emails and the calls to handle, right? So I've really used my most productive time of the whole day on the things that count.
That is so amazing. Have you read Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning?
No.
Right, he talks about how you get everything done before everyone else wakes up.
Can you put it in the comments as a link now?
I will. I'll definitely put it in the comments later on. It's definitely a really good book. But, Does he put a comment in there?
Grant.
I used to be up at 4 a.m. Now my kids are teenagers. Let's take it off. I do work using 100%. Look, Jamie just mentioned something I want to just distinguish for you guys. He talked about the 3 things you want to get done for the day, okay? So one of the things I feel is, if you distinguish the one big goal that you're working on, right? The one big, huge goal that you're breaking down, and then you go, what am I going to do today to go towards that goal, right? Now, so many of us, we're at the effect of our days.
I love that.
Not the cause of our day.
And that's been a big driver for me ever since probably this year, trying to be at the cause rather than trying to be at the effect of everything.
Totally.
And that's such a big driver. If you can be ahead of your schedule, then cause things to happen rather than, having an email come in or some client call up and then you have to really push everything back.
Totally. And I want to just obviously we talked about the 3 things. The one thing you want to get off, time is gone if you don't use it properly.
Agreed.
Have no regrets. I want to talk about the power of batching. It's something that I talk about. Batching. It's something I teach all my clients. And it's basically breaking the day up into 2-hour blocks, okay? Now, I'm not the kind of person that gets up at 4 in the morning, but my day is broken down into basically 2-hour blocks. It goes from 7 till 9, 9 to 11, 12 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 7, and then that's really kind of the work day. Fantastic. And so there's kind of 3 power blocks in that period where I break those things off. Now that could be a big client that I'm working with. It could be in those 2 hours. I literally kind of hit it for an hour and a half, and then we kind of spend half an hour wrapping it all up. So pretty much as the clock hits 9 to 11, it's gone. It's wrapped up. We're on to the next thing. So
what happens if you go over, or say, if you're not complete, do you just switch tasks, or are you allowed to carry over, or do you say it is how it is?
I think what happens is you train the brain to actually get it done by 11.
There's no other choice.
It just seems like you just be so intentional in that time that you don't end up with that kind of, I'll do it later kind of mentality, or even take up another block. Got it. Whole week, all those blocks are all blocked out.
Got it, understood.
They're already done. They're already kind of taken.
Got it. And what I found interesting as well is that when I'm planning out my whole week and it comes to the end of the week and I have a look at the things I actually executed on, it's usually the top 3 priority things, and everything else that I thought wasn't really important because I didn't complete it and nothing happened, and there was progress in there still. So it's kind of being clear on the difference between urgent and important as well. And playing the long-term game rather than just the everyday, email comes in, answer it.
I know exactly what you mean. So it's having that future in mind, but also today.
Yes, of course.
And what about the past? Do you ever go back there?
There's no time.
there's no time to hack over the past. What could have been, what should have been, what might have been. It doesn't matter.
Well, if I'm trying to do everything as sort of hard as I can, then I don't have any regrets about it. So that's the intention. But if I do not work the full 18 hours, or say if I'm half a day off or something, then I will have problems that had occurred from yesterday or the day prior. So as long as I'm going all in and I'm trying to do as much as I can at a high level, then I don't have any problems to look on.
Okay. Now I have to ask a question. Weekends. Do you apply this methodology to the weekend, or is it just totally free.
You will find me here on the weekends. You will find me here. If no one believes me, come down on Saturday, and I will be Saturday and Sunday here.
And Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
See, I had my friends, my family at home were saying, "Do you work on the weekends?" And I was like, "Well, I kind of." I do a lot of courses, like I do a lot of study. So for me, I don't really consider it work, but the average person would probably consider that work.
Got it.
So on the weekends, I'll probably be doing a course.
Fantastic.
And consider that quite fun.
Good. So that kind of comes to like, how do you work so long or for so hard? Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the sort of process as well?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's good because I think if it feels like work, then you probably shouldn't be doing it, and you should hire someone else to do it as well. Because if you're dreading it,
dreading it,
thank you. If you're, then probably hire a team or probably hand off to some other company or try to outsource it, because if you're not enjoying it, then it'll probably take twice as long and probably drain you for the productive stuff you should be doing.
I agree. Like we do a marketing DNA test for everyone in our programs, and part of it's understanding your strengths. So if you know your strengths, like you could do those every day and not get perturbed or get bothered by that. It's actually when you sit there trying to focus on your weaknesses, trying to be someone that you're not, that it becomes a drain. Like it drains you of life source.
It does. I think people still have to be clear on the areas that they aren't great at as well, and I think that comes through trying. I think that comes through trying on your own. Like I thought I was great at a lot of things for years, and this sort of output wasn't as high as I was keen for it to ultimately end up be. And just through being conscious of that and then trying it, I was like, oh, maybe I should be doing that. And then just trial and error, you slowly.
I can just see what Grant put there.
Yeah.
He talked about nothing beats love. And I was just going to say that I think the closer you move into your zone of genius, like I'm talking like the thing that you do better than anyone else, then the whole day turns into love just as a result of that. Because you are in you're doing what you're meant to do. You're doing what you love. That's emanating out to everyone you meet. So I think that I agree 100% with what Grant just put there. I think
that's good.
That's really important.
So, what do you enjoy doing primarily throughout your whole day?
Well, I think that I like to see results.
Okay, so for yourself and or for your clients?
My clients. Nothing motivates me more than getting a message from a client saying, hey, I just got my first $5,000 client. Or, I just put my first video out, or even just my first post, like whatever it is, I just get a lot of joy from seeing that. And it's almost seeing them create something from nothing. Yeah. They're my results because they're actually getting those results. And that brings me a lot of joy.
I agree as well. I actually had a text coming today from a client and they said the exact same thing. And it was good because it kind of cements that your product is working and that you are doing really good work, because you're not sure until you get that feedback from that client. And if you have a long project, you might not hear from the client for 2, 3, 4 months, and that not getting any feedback can slow you down. So I think having that feedback from those clients just fuels you more and more.
I totally agree. Now I just want to make a comment. Jamie and I caught up for a hot chocolate before he went away to Europe, and he actually looked at my funnel at that point, gave me some really great advice. I started this really cool Instagram. Speaking of which, I don't know if I've told you or not, we are now sitting at 3,800 followers on Instagram.
That's very good.
So that thing really works. I don't know what that is, but I love it. We love it.
Cool.
We love it.
I'm glad.
But we haven't caught up since before he went to Europe, so this is our first big catch up. We could probably talk for a long time, but I don't want to bore our respective audiences. And this will go into the Power of Online Marketing community after this. And where does that go after
this? Is on my profile and on my YouTube and on my page.
So what's your followers looking like these days?
10.8k on Instagram.
Amazing.
YouTube, 60 subscribers. I don't push it though too much, but profile, I'm not sure. I haven't checked in a while, but
Just letting you guys know, I'm sitting at 28,837. But
on what, on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, 14,000 on LinkedIn. I always like to like to throw this in. It's not bragging.
Bragging rights.
Like,
it's good. You should though.
Jamie rings me all the time for advice. It's like, no, the following is one thing. I want to make a comment about a following now. A following does not matter at all. It really doesn't. I say that as if that actually means something, as if 14,000 on LinkedIn, 3,500 on Instagram, 7,000 on Facebook, like, I don't know, 327 on Twitter, like nothing on Twitter. But it really doesn't count. I'll tell you what counts. What counts is having a profitable and real business and people that are engaged in what you're doing.
Something that actually converts.
Something that's actually real. So many people are like chasing butterflies.
Yes.
Chasing,
they are.
They're chasing butterflies. So followers, when I say that, I've got an element of butterfly stuff going on. But the real thing is, out of that 28,000 people, we get, clients. We've got 50 students, people come out of that, but also great friendships.
Exactly. So, I mean, there are a lot of companies, millions of companies who are not online who are turning over massive amounts, right? So you don't have to be online to turn over clients, but it does help. So what you should approach it is your product profitable? And then if it is, then use online to then grow and then scale that out.
Totally.
Rather than grow the online audience first and then figure out the product.
Do you know what's really funny? The amount of times I sit down with people and they try and tell me about how to market, and I just sit there and I go, yeah. It's the funniest thing. So many people have a view on this, right? Yeah. But what really counts is you're doing good for the world.
Yes.
You're making an impact on people. You've got a service and a product that you're proud of that makes a difference. Two, that's in front of people, the right people. And then three, that you're not just, I'll say this, not hiding in the shadows is one thing. Hiding behind your business rather than... But you don't have to be in front of it. Not everyone has to do this, for example.
Correct, but I highly suggest it. because you get so much feedback immediately as well. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, how about your free tips for sort of planning your week? How would you suggest someone approach it? Do you have a sort of planning day? Do you have an afternoon? Or how do you do it?
I have an assistant. Right.
Okay.
Number one, my assistant manages my schedule, right, which makes a big difference.
I feel like I should get one immediately. I feel like a peasant.
Since getting my assistant, I've been able to take on triple the students. It's been amazing. I've got an assistant, but I have the week fairly well planned out. There is health. Gym is really important. Then I have my 2-hour blocks, at least 3 power 2-hour blocks a day. I have rest time in there. I have health, time with family. A lot of it's already allocated out. So I like to plan to be successful. My tip would be to plan your week around your goals. So that by the end of the week,
before anything else.
So by the end of the week, you're not the kind of person that goes, oh, but Sharnee, I've got a number of balls in the air and all of them just sort of basically nothing happened with them, or I've got a lot of things on the go, or the week just gets away from you. So
got it.
What about you? What are your 3 tips? Tell us what we can do to be hustling the way you are. and does it have to involve getting up at 4:30?
I don't think everyone has to get up at 4:30. I used to get up at 11 p.m.
Oh my God.
So I used to begin... You
worked all night?
Yeah. So
that's your circadian rhythm?
Yes. I think. Yep. So I used to get up at 11 p.m. and work through the night and work through the morning and go to sleep around 6 p.m.
Okay, right. So you were totally the opposite.
And that was on purpose. Yeah. But now I'm working towards a more normal 4 a.m. It's normal because there's other people up.
4 a.m. is not normal. This guy is not normal.
Always do 4 a.m. So in terms of my tips...
what about someone with a family, Jamie? Really, they can't take time.
They can't. I mean, I don't know. There's examples of it,
Gary
V, Grant Cardone's, it's up at 5, I think. There are examples around that as well. Early bird gets the worm, others get the dirt. Wow.
That would have to be true.
It's intense.
Noah, that's pretty full on. I totally agree.
That is so intense.
So we're saying turn the day around and play what?
So in terms of, look, I mean, it depends when things begin to get hectic for you. So for me, it's at 8:30, the like emails come in and the calls come in. So I want to ensure that everything is complete before that, so that then I can help my clients freely, right? So if you have a family and kids, then you might want to do it, 2-3 hours before they're up, or maybe as they're off to school or work. So it's kind of about planning that time so that when you're most alert, it could be after gym, it could be after you eat. For me, it's in the morning before I eat. I don't eat until 2 p.m.
So you're doing period fasting?
Yes.
All right. Are you ketosis right now?
Don't know what that means.
All right.
But maybe.
Yeah, I think that you must be working on it. Like anyone who's periodically fasting till 2 p.m. is generally looking at reducing their body fat.
Oh yes, I am. Yes, yeah. So
ketosis, I think it's called ketosis.
Ketosis?
Yeah,
I will look it up.
Russell Brunson from Marketing Your Car, he's doing that at the moment.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I like it because you don't eating is time consuming for me. Like half an hour eating, I could be using that. So for me, it's like if I can push it as far back as I can, then that means more time, to like work or to train. Yeah. So that's how I see it. But in terms of planning the actual week, I look at what are my top 4 goals for the sort of overarching week, and I break that down every day, and I try to front load the whole week. So I try to put the most important things at the front, so that if they do not get complete, then I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday to maybe catch up on it, right?
Yeah.
So I think if you can try to front load everything and have it complete while it's a fresh week, I think that's a much easier approach than pushing it all way back. Because if you don't do it first, you're probably not ever going to get around to sort of doing it. Do you have a planner or anything?
I just use my iCalendar from my Apple, but I sync that to Google Calendar and I sync that to my client booking. So I just send out my links to people, like including have lunch with me or coffee with me. Yeah, all my links are all done by Calendly.
I like how
and there's rules about when it can all happen so that everything works.
Can you explain that about having your personal time out?
So rules an example is I don't work Mondays or Fridays with clients. I only work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with clients. So I want that so I can be more effective during the week. Okay, so we have 3 slots by 3 available for clients plus our group calls, and all the work gets done Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it's still pretty balanced. All up, it's about 5 hours of work each day.
Fantastic.
Right? And then if someone wants to have lunch with me, for example, I don't want that to throw the whole schedule out. So I'll give them a couple of slots that usually Monday or Friday. I'll keep it to 2 hours, right? Or coffee. You don't want them to blow out the whole morning. But sometimes you have to have coffee with someone, right?
Yes.
But generally, no, because I don't know about you, but being in marketing, we get a lot of requests for marketing coffee to catch up, and I get too many requests.
You can have per day.
You drink coffee, he drinks hot chocolate.
Yeah, well, I don't have coffee now. No, I don't have coffee now.
Is it not line with the rules?
It's a gym caffeine supplement thing that suppresses hunger because I hate eating.
I want to apologise to both of our communities. First of all, for this video for going for so long. As I said, we haven't caught up for a while, so this is like pretty much our catch up.
They're enjoying it.
But at the end of the day, I think that there's a lot of science that's going on here about how we break time apart. Like as you talked about eating, for example, how many times do you see people having a 5-hour lunch or something like that,
Yeah, exactly.
Waste a lot of time. Do you get a lot of coffee requests? Or is that just
I do, and what I try to do is I try to either group them or I tell them, meet me at the gym. Because I'm there anyway, and I'm like, I can talk to you.
Do you train with them? You do that?
Well, they can sit and watch and talk to me. But ideally they are training as well.
You can't meet me at the gym. I do go, but I'm not meeting my clients at the gym. I'm usually just hardcore working out.
I'm up for any time, anywhere. So if I'm walking home, or say if I'm at the gym, I'll call up a client. If I'm eating, I'll do calls as well.
Okay.
If I'm doing anything else that I can interact with a human,
So do you have your clients calling you? Do you have set hours, or do they just...
They can call whenever they want. If I can't answer, then I can't answer. But usually I'm on point with all of my clients. And
on point. Okay.
The reason for that is because I've had that 3 hours from 4 a.m. to 6, 7, 8 a.m. where I've cleared it all out. So if anything happens, I'm able to hop on it immediately.
Actually, I was going to say that's one thing I agree. Even though everything's got its place, if one of my clients rings up with a fire burning, for example, and sometimes they do a fire blazing, like the funnel links are down, the funnel's not working or something, I'm pretty much just they'll go, are you just waiting for my call? And I go, actually, I am. I'm literally waiting for my clients to ring me with their dramas, and I will help them put the fire out. And it's really interesting because before, when I used to be working like a madman in a corporate office or even with my clients one-on-one, I actually had no time to do with anything. Zero time.
Okay, cool. Any last thoughts or tips at all in terms of hacking your calendar and your whole work day or...
I would like to say, first of all, we're in Adelaide, right? So we're pretty lucky. Adelaide's in a pretty amazing place. But I don't know about you, but I've got clients in Sweden, in everywhere, Greek Islands, US, London. And one thing I know is that a lot of people that are interested in higher actualization are doing what we're talking about here. They're planning for success. They're hanging out with like-minded people and entrepreneurs, and they're
pushing themselves,
hustling. It's inspiring. Actually, I'm inspired by you. I think
being here at 4 a.m. You should come join me one morning. 4 a.m.
Guys, just for a note, I will not be getting up at 4:30 to see this guy, but I will certainly be taking a few leaves out of your book. Cool. And again, just really inspired by you, and let's do it again soon. Really appreciate it. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you, guys. 2 cameras. Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.